Hello, I am Arjun Virmani, a sophomore from Riverside High School in Leesburg, Virginia. I am proud to recommend the company CrowdStrike, or CRWD, as a buy, with a year-end target of $490, which would be a 19.4% increase from $411 on February 17th. CrowdStrike is a cybersecurity company which helps businesses identify and prevent cyber attacks. CrowdStrike was founded in 2011 and filled the gap in the market by combating the growing number of cyber attacks. The company's approach focused on discovering weaknesses in the online infrastructure rather than just relying on an antivirus to deter cyber attacks. This approach became the foundation for their flagship platform, Falcon. The Falcon platform is specifically for endpoint security, which is usually the entry point for breaches and cyber attacks. CrowdStrike has now expanded into a broad set of security products with many new innovative modules. Revenue mostly comes from software subscriptions, and in 2025, CrowdStrike had a revenue of $3.95 billion. Within the cybersecurity industry, the market continues to grow, with a projected revenue reaching $240 billion in 2026. This growth is essential because it shows how cybersecurity keeps businesses running. Without strong protection against cyber attacks, critical operations can be disrupted, which makes CrowdStrike services absolutely critical for business continuity. Specifically, this chart shows that the endpoint security market, there is a rise from $26 billion in 2024 to projected $37 billion in 2030, showing long-term growth. This chart highlights the rapid growth potential of extended detection and response, a specialized cybersecurity segment, which is projected to grow from about $8 billion to over $30 billion by 2030. It also shows how quickly specialized cybersecurity segments can scale, creating major upside because CrowdStrike is already well positioned in this area. Regarding market position, CrowdStrike currently has an 18.1% market share in the endpoint security market, just behind Microsoft at 25.7%. CrowdStrike's market share has expanded with its existing customers, with 49% adopting 6 or more modules in 2025. Now let's compare CrowdStrike versus Microsoft. Microsoft packages Defender into Microsoft hardware, which makes it the default choice for buyers more conscious about price. However, CrowdStrike provides better quality and is currently trying to beat this already by positioning Falcon as a single agent platform that works across Windows, Mac OS, and other major cloud environments. Although CrowdStrike is not the cheapest option, it is the industry best. CrowdStrike is the clear winner among cybersecurity firms when it comes to innovation, consolidated platforms, and detection. First, when compared to Microsoft, CrowdStrike is regarded as stronger for endpoint security and cloud threat detection. Second, Palo Alto is currently behind working on many things that CrowdStrike's Falcon program already does great, such as containing endpoints all in one program. And last, CrowdStrike has a large advantage over SentinelOne because of its broader platform that makes it easier for customers to expand into other areas of security. CrowdStrike provides customers with the best service and reliability, and now let me break it down for you. The first reason why they do this is data advantage, as the Falcon platform is able to monitor millions of endpoints at a time, automatically improving detection. Since this model is constantly getting stronger, it is harder for smaller competitors to match CrowdStrike's platforms. Second, switching cost. As once CrowdStrike's platforms becomes part of a company's systems, it becomes inefficient to replace. Due to this, customers are reluctant to leave from a CrowdStrike service, which leads to longer-term sales. Third, platform strategy, as the Falcon's program is built with endpoint and cloud security in one single system. As customers buy more modules of this security, it becomes even more valuable to the customer, which then in turn creates long-term customer relationships. Fourth, innovation edge. CrowdStrike continually expands to have more innovations and acquisitions. For instance, CrowdStrike has developed Charlotte AI and has acquired SGNL, which adds instant identity checks to their platforms. These innovations have positioned CrowdStrike to focus more on identity-based security, which will prepare them well for the future since AI non-human identities have become a whole lot more common. With strong scores across all 4 categories, CrowdStrike has a wide moat, giving it a strong, durable competitive advantage, protecting it from competitors for a long time. CrowdStrike scores also well across Porter's 5 forces. First, it has moderate risk regarding bargaining power and competitive advantage, and also has a low risk against suppliers, substitutes, and new entrants, since CrowdStrike's platform is owned by them, has premier endpoint security, and a program that would take years and years to replicate. I rate CrowdStrike a buy with a target price of $490. This is mainly because of three reasons: Charlotte AI, platform consolidation, and the stable security market. Let me break it down for you. First, Charlotte AI strengthens CrowdStrike because it helps security teams respond faster and work more efficiently, which increases the value of CrowdStrike's platform for customers. As companies look for more efficient practices, tools like Charlotte AI can support stronger product adoption and long-term growth. Second, platform consolidation. Platform consolidation means a company uses one provider for more of its cybersecurity tools instead of buying separate products. This graph highlights CrowdStrike's optimal consolidation, as in 2025, 49% of customers were using 6 or more CrowdStrike modules, which supports stronger retention, higher customer value, and more durable revenue growth. Also, it's key to remember that demand is resilient because the cost of a single breach is extremely high, averaging $5 million on average. Companies may delay other tech spending, but they are much less likely to cut security and breach response budgets, which helps CrowdStrike's renewals and revenue remain stable. Once again, I value CrowdStrike at a target price of $490, which is roughly a 20% increase compared to its current price as of February 17th, 2026. CrowdStrike trades at 18 times forward revenue and about 80 times forward earning, which means investors are valuing it based on what they expect the company to generate in sales and profit over the next year. The 30% operating margin means CrowdStrike keeps about 30 cents of operating profit for every dollar of revenue, which helps support a stronger valuation. The current market cap of CrowdStrike is at $106 billion. Using a 35 to 40 times forward P/E on our forward earnings estimate implies a market cap of roughly $130 to $140 billion, which supports a price target around $490 per share. I use a 24 times EV revenue multiple because CrowdStrike is still gaining revenue quickly, so it deserves a stronger valuation than slower software companies. Its subscription model also makes revenue more stable because customers renew and often add more modules over time. CrowdStrike is also generating over $1 billion in annual free cash flow, which supports valuation as profitability improves. Most importantly, the stock is down 17.1% year to date in the broader 2026 software sell-off, which is honestly an overreaction because cybersecurity is essential spending, and CrowdStrike was pulled down with weaker software companies that are in completely different industries. Now, let's move on to some financial analysis. Here is a chart that outlines key metrics over the fiscal years 2020 to 2025. This table highlights CrowdStrike's strong financial scale and quality, with 2025 revenue at $4 billion, gross profit at $3 billion, and total assets at $8.7 billion. It also shows solid cash generation and profitability, including $1.1 billion in free cash flow and 74.9% gross margin, which further supports the case that CrowdStrike is a very strong long-term investment. CrowdStrike is a very strong business, but the following are risks that could slow growth. First, Microsoft bundles their Defender platforms into their Windows hardware at a low cost, which means Microsoft may have the upper hand with companies looking to budget. Second, trust. Since security is a credibility business, a major outage or miss would cause the CrowdStrike stock to react sharply. Third, if growth slows and if revenue decelerates, the valuation multiple will drop regardless of company performance. And last, if there is tighter privacy regulation, increased compliance costs and slow expansion may occur. AI is truly a double-edged sword for CrowdStrike, as AI can strengthen CrowdStrike's Falcon. Specifically, Charlotte AI can help manage huge data loads, make the platform better over time, and reduce workload and handle more threats without having to hire more employees. Charlotte AI will help CrowdStrike lift margins, which will result in a higher valuation multiple. However, AI could also make CrowdStrike's job a whole lot more difficult because AI helps attackers better use malware and increase cyber attacks. Also, competitors' use of AI could close the performance gap and impact pricing of Falcon services. All in all, AI is likely a net positive for CrowdStrike, but it will require continuous innovation in their services. This will be absolutely essential to defend its premium positioning from other competitors utilizing AI. Now let's move on to ESG considerations. CrowdStrike scores well on ESG frameworks. CrowdStrike's environmental footprint is mostly tied to cloud energy usage, so investors look for progress in renewable energy and improving efficiency. Next, CrowdStrike has a clear social benefit given it prevents breaches and protects customer data. Last, with governance, there is a strong compliance culture and oversight with security incidents. Overall, CrowdStrike is a buy as it's positioned for growth through its successful platform and future innovation. My name is Arjun Virmani, and thank you so much for your time and your consideration. Thank you.